Welcome to Activities for Multilingual Families, a channel where we share ideas to help you foster your languages in a fun and compelling way.
I'm Ute.
I'm Elisa.
And I'm Yoshito. Today we're going to explore the treasure hunt activity. Generally speaking, it consists in a series of written clues that we give to the players who are going to read them and figure out what the treasure is. So it's easy to understand how reading comes into play in all of that. And that's why we decided to show you also how useful it can be when it comes to developing our children's spelling and writing skills in general. So we're going to show you as well how this activity can be played with different age groups, different languages, and what the benefits are when it comes to building our children's writing confidence. Because although reading and writing are two skills that go hand in hand, reading is a lot easier than writing. When we read, we just need to recognize the graphemes, to decode the words and understand them. But when it comes to writing, we need to do many more things at the same time. We need to organize our ideas, hold them in our mind, remember the words we want to write, and then physically write them while paying attention to all the little details of spelling, grammar, and punctuation. So, yes, writing is a lot more challenging than reading. And hopefully through this activity and this video, you'll be able to see how you can help your child develop their writing skills in a fun way. A typical treasure hunt activity is a series of clues written on little pieces of paper that our children need to read to be able to figure out where the treasure is. So the treasure can be any object that you hide in the place you play. And as mentioned before, normally it's a reading activity. And to include some writing, we can ask our children to write the clues and create this treasure hunt for someone else. It can be siblings, parents, friends, etc. And this is of course easy if our children can already read and write in the language confidently. If it's not the case, either because they are emergent writers or because they're just starting to learn to read and write in that language, we can provide them with examples to copy from. And by playing the game several times and by copying the words several times, our children will be more and more familiar with them and more confident in writing them without referring to them. And here I'm showing you the example of a template in English. So it follows the structure of the English language. And using this, your child can write sentences such as, "Look behind the yellow cushion on the sofa," or "Go to the kitchen and look inside the fridge." At least at the beginning, it's a good idea to help our children navigate this template and add any word they want to in the appropriate column. And we will come back on that later, but helping our children write what they want to write is going to be very important and helpful.
By copying, our children get familiar with the way a word is written. But more than just familiarizing themselves, writing also enables a child to go through each detail that makes up the word or character. However, in order to remember these details, our children need to be focused on the task at hand. Mindless copying is not as powerful. Here with the treasure hunt activities, the stakes are higher for them. They want to create a successful activity that others enjoy, and they will therefore pay more attention to the details of what they are writing, which will result in a better memorization of the spelling of the words or each stroke or character. If our children are already confident writers in the target language, they can try to find more complex words or sentences not mentioned on the template. This makes the task a little bit more challenging. We can also invite them and help them to write riddles. When the target language is one they are not that confident writing in, they might want to reach out for help either from us, from books, dictionaries, lists or synonyms and antonyms, online sites, etc., to find the right word and spelling.
A treasure hunt requires a limited amount of instructions. Within that frame, our children can choose what to write. Beginners or emergent writers can look at a template and choose and copy the words that they need. If they play it a few times, they will become familiar with the spelling of those words and they will stop looking at that template. It's like holding on to furniture when they are learning to walk and then letting go and walking on their own. This gives them a quick sense of accomplishment as they will master this vocabulary quite quickly. More confident writers can use the structure of the treasure hunt as a chance to be creative and play around with language. As they have fun writing, they become even more confident in their skills.
By offering our youngest children a template, we help them outline the treasure hunt. They are then free to write whatever they want. Being able to communicate in writing what they want is what is going to provide our children with a sense of achievement. This freedom they are harnessing is very empowering.
Et donc, elle fait et.
Et, dans une petite case ici, là.
Et.
Oui, et, c'est et. Mais, j'ai fait tout. Ah, ok. Papa est super grand. Pourquoi? Parce qu'il prend plus de place?
Non, parce qu'elle vient pas boire autant.
Oh, t'es un peu trop.
For older children, this might not be necessary. Once they have done this activity, they know the rules and can use their storytelling skills to design the treasure hunt. Especially when they get to design a treasure hunt in a group for example, a group of friends as an activity at a party or festivity, this activity allows them to collaborate, to discuss the pros and cons, find riddles or strategies to make the tasks even trickier, but easy enough to be solved. Especially when the children in the group have different levels of proficiency, they can support each other in formulating riddles and clues in a way that they don't reveal too much, but give clear indications. And if they want to combine multiple languages, they can test whether one tip or clue is understandable or not for the players. So setting up, designing, and writing their own treasure hunt is an incredibly powerful feeling that will motivate our children to write even more. If they enjoy the process, they may want to design one for us, parents too. So why not invert the rules for once and let our children make us solve their riddles?
To create a treasure hunt with young children who don't write yet, the clues can be symbols or pictures that indicate the directions, where to look, what to do, or a very simple map. An alternative to a treasure hunt for young children is a scavenger hunt, where they have a list of things to find in a specific place or situation. For example, a walk at the park. Together with our children, we can create a list of things you think you might hear, see, or smell at the park, like flowers, trees, butterflies, dogs, and so on. We can write the words and our children can draw a picture next to it. Then we take this list with us and the children can take the things as they find them. If our children are starting to write, we can combine drawing with writing the corresponding words. We should follow our children's lead in terms of how much to write. If they don't feel like writing, if they get tired, we can do it instead. We can also use a template, as mentioned before, as this will make them feel more comfortable and it will make the task easier. But if our children want to try and write by themselves, we can encourage that and we shouldn't worry about correct spelling. A positive attitude and experience with writing at this stage is more important. We shouldn't pressure or push them.
When our children become more confident writers, we can reinforce their knowledge of the spelling of words, grammar, syntax by working on their analytical skills. And for this, we can use a game called the Alien Codes, which I share in the Parents Guide to Raising Motivated Children. I'll share in the description the link to it. And so let's hop onto my laptop to see how you can prepare this. Okay, so we're here on my laptop and I have opened a Word document where I wrote the clue I want to give in an alien code. So, and below each line, you can see that I wrote two dashes for each letter for each one. So you have 2 letters, 2 dashes, 2 letters, 2 dashes, 4 letters, 4 dashes, etc. And I did this for everything. And at the end, I signed twice with the same thing. You're going to see why after. So alien codes mean just that everything is going to be turned into code. So I'm going to highlight everything and choose Wingdings as a font. And it's going to transform everything. Just for the dashes, you can just maybe place them back under each word, so it's easier for your child to write the letters corresponding to each symbol. And the reason I didn't put any capital letter is because a capital letter is different. So for example, here that's a capital G is this one, and the lowercase is this one, so it's completely different. So make sure you don't put any capital letter. The same for here. I'll go here, Wingdings. Here as well, I change the font, and here I just change the top one. Okay, so now your child has these letters to play with. So he knows that Y is going to be this symbol. So every time there is this symbol, that's a Y. So they'll be able to write Y each time they have this symbol. Your child can work it out. So that's a O each time there is a blank square. Like that, your child will be able to figure out little by little everything that's said. So let's see a little bit how it works out once all the letters are placed. Okay, so here I have written all the letters that come from here. So with your alien friend, I had all these letters from the code. I could replace all the letters I had to. I could, and the rest is for me or for the players to figure out. You can start with these words that are very short. What word do you know that has an O at the end that have two letters? They could think of go. So for example, go to would be easy to work out. Go to your room. So that's bedroom. And find. So this is more or less doable. The more letters they have, the easier it becomes. So your alien friend has quite a wide variety of letters, so you can use that as a signature at the end. Or you can use your child's name, anything like that. But you need quite a wide variety of letters to make it work quite easily.
Organizing a treasure hunt with teenagers is a great opportunity for them to learn how to spell words they are not yet familiar with, or words in an additional language that they are not so fluent in yet. For example, if our children are schooled in a language blue, we can encourage them to design a treasure hunt in language yellow, which would be a language they are less used to writing in. But here again, it's up to them to decide. If our children are designing the whole treasure hunt in their strongest language, we can give them the hint to include part of their other languages. Insert clues or a map, for example, just to add a tiny additional challenge to the treasure hunt for them, but also for the other players who might be also learning that other language at school. The older the children, the more important it is to let them decide about the topic, the outline, and whether they want to use their school language, their strongest language, or any other language. What can be even more interesting is to let them use 2 or more languages depending on the task or question for the single phases of the treasure hunt. So for example, after the stop sign, turn right, then folge der Straße auf der rechten Seite bis zur zweiten Kreuzung, and then attraverso il parco e stai sulla sinistra del campo da tennis, and maybe also maak een foto van het huis met de blauwe deur. When teenagers create a treasure hunt, they can do all the steps, from planning the route to scouting out the locations, writing a number of clues and putting them in numbered envelopes, or hiding the clues on branches or in places the players need to find. It's a bit like writing their own geocaching. They can prepare for contingencies and add or organize rewards to keep things interesting. Treasure hunts in form of escape rooms are the exciting indoor alternative, and there are many escape room teaching resources available. We leave a link in the description of this video. Creating a treasure hunt or escape room includes creative writing skills. So like with any story, our teenagers need to set the stakes, and they can do this in writing or drawing, of course. So design what is the goal, what is the obstacle, what are the consequences for failure, what are the rewards, And how much time do players have to solve the problem, the mystery, find the hidden item, or prevent a disaster? They can use their imagination, use longer sentences, pop culture clues, word riddles, rhyming riddles, and they can use a broad range of online resources. They can also design their own code, use the code by using letters and numbers, Acht geben for German, for example, or Game for You, and others. And don't forget the frothing after the experience of the escape room, when all the players gather and relive their experience beat by beat, reveal by reveal.
How do you play treasure hunt in your family? Are you going to try a new way to play and consolidate your children's writing skills? Let us know in the comments below.
And if you like this video, please click subscribe and the bell icon to be notified every time we publish a new video.
Have fun with your languages.